What's up, everybody? All right, so it is time. If you are here for this stream, you know what it is. It is the Wolfer Power Hour. I'm your host, DW, Drew Wolfer, bringing you the levels, bringing you the trades, bringing you the gains, and we are going to talk about, yet again, Bitcoin and the key level that it just can't get above for some reason, right? Super frustrating. I get it. We're going to talk about the altcoins. We're going to talk about, these rejections and what they mean, the key level that it keeps rejecting off of. And there's a charting pattern that is now coming up that is very, very pertinent, at least in my opinion, that we're going to have to talk about because it's, it could get nasty. It could absolutely get nasty from here. And, we were talking about some of this stuff yesterday, but, with all that being said, we're just going to get into the charts because it's not looking super high. Yesterday, we were looking at inverted head and shoulders that was like bullish, and we were looking at a cup and handle that was like bullish. And now it's just not looking as bullish. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. So exactly what we're going to do is we're going to give you those key levels. We're going to give you my bias behind it. We're going to give you the two different scenarios, right? Which we already gave you yesterday on the stream. But in any case, we'll give it to you again today because now we have new levels. We have new things that are happening on the chart, and we absolutely 100% have to understand what the heck is going on, right? So without further ado, let me do my handy dandy, whatever it's called, my transition, my transition, and let's get into the charts, man. So first and foremost, if you're here from Twitter, which it seems like 95% of you are here from Twitter, scroll up and hit the follow button. That's all I ask. If you are here from YouTube, obviously make sure you like the video, make sure you hit subscribe, and then boom, baby, bang on that notification bell. Everybody that is here, whether you're here from Twitter, whether you're here from YouTube, I do not care, right? Participate in the stream. Drop something in the comment section if there is a altcoin you would like me to look at. Obviously, we're going to look at the top dogs. We're going to see how what we were talking about yesterday played out overnight. And we'll get into it. The Cardanos, the XRPs, the Solanas, the Bitcoins, potentially the ETHs of the world. Obviously, we're going to look at gold too, because we do have a pretty good gold trade on right now. And then we will talk about all of those key levels. But if there's something that you in particular want me to look at, drop it in the comment section right now. And obviously, if you enjoy and you appreciate the content that I bring to the channel for free and ask nothing of you, just, smash the like button. Make sure you're following me. With that being said, let's get straight into it. So yesterday, we were looking at a couple of things that we thought might be kind of bullish, right? So it was an inverted head and shoulders, as you can see right here. This was the inverted head and shoulders, right? I told you I didn't like this, right? First off, it's downward sloping. Don't like that. Second off, it's very non-uniform, right? This was a very non-uniform head and shoulders. As you can see, like these shoulders are way, way smaller than the head. Didn't really like that, but in any case, the target would have been somewhere up here in the 97.8 range. We did get a breakout from it, and then we got the retest, and then guess what happened? We broke out, we confirmed, we retested it, boom, we bounced, immediately fell, and now we're forming a bear flag. Most likely is what's most likely to happen is we'll probably form this bear flag right here that you can drag down here. That's it. That's that. That's kind of the bearish case for Bitcoin right now. But there's something inherently worse than this bear flag that you're really not going to like whenever I talk about it. But this bear flag could be taking us down to $84,500, or at the very least, the 75% of the measured move on that is $85,600. But if you know what time that is, whenever we get down there, it's called the dumpity dump zone. Dumpity dump zone. That's where that takes us, right back into the dumpity dump zone. This is why I said, like yesterday on the stream, if you were here on the stream, this is why I said that I did not like this head and shoulders, and that it was probably more likely than not to not play out and to reverse back the other way. In any case, you could take the, sometimes these, terrible looking charting patterns play out. But I'll show you what it should actually look like if you happen to give a F, right? Inverted head and shoulders should look like this, right? This right here. Okay, so it should be relatively flat, if not a little bit upward sloping. It should not be super downward sloping like the one that we're seeing on this chart, which that's exactly what it is. It's super downward sloping. Not a really good looking head and shoulders, inverted head and shoulders pattern. So I told you the probability and the likelihood of something like this playing out is slim to none. Now, this is one of the things that I think that I do much better than most people, is explain why something didn't happen, okay? And I stick to the rules-based methodology so that people can understand what the heck is going on the charts, okay? So there's a reason why I said that this inverted head and shoulders has a very small, a less high probability of playing out. And the reason is because it doesn't have a flat neckline, okay? There's one. Secondarily, the neckline is downward sloping. On an inverted head and shoulders or a head and shoulders move, what you would like to see is if it's not perfectly flat or level, you want to see it pointing in the direction that the move is supposed to happen. So for example, if this inverted head and shoulders is supposed to be a bullish move, then the neckline should be pointing up, right? This way and to the right, okay? Because your bias is that things are going up. Why is that? Because you're seeing this type of stuff. You've got a high, a low, you've got a lower high, you've got a lower low, you've got a lower high, my bad. You've got a lower high, you've got a higher low, and then you finally broke out, right? But my point is that from a macro perspective, you're still setting lower highs here, right? Whereas if it is upward sloping and you're thinking that the price is about to go upward, you would be setting boom, 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 higher highs and breaking all of those highs to get out of there, nullifying the micro down potential on it, okay? So there's reasons why we have these rules, and those rules are very simple. This is a downtrend. And even right here, this is still a downtrend. It's still setting lower highs, right? High, low, lower high, potentially a lower low coming in. So there is a reason why this is rules based, and this is stuff that no one else will tell you, okay? No one else is going to tell you why that failed. No one else is going to tell you why that's not a high probability or an A+ setup, at least in my opinion. And another thing, a lot of people, let me just save this really quick before we get into this. 1 hour bear flag. Let's get this off of here. Okay. Again, a lot of people aren't going to tell you why this broke down. Okay. Now, why did this break down? Because this is a cup and handle. This is a bullish pattern as well. And as you can see, this is how a cup and handle plays out. It's supposed to be like this, right? And then boom, break out to the upside. And you would like to either see this flat or slightly upward sloping because you're breaking market structure to the upside up here, right? That is why that is there. Okay, so if you understand basic market structure, let me move over here. What's a better, if you're targeting an upward move, right? And say this is your cup and handle, right? Which one's better, right? This breakout right here, where you only take out this high, right? Or is this breakout better, right? Where you take out both highs, both this high and this equal high. Well, this one's obviously going to be better if you're targeting upside, right? And this one's obviously not going to be better if you're targeting upside, because the market structure is still telling you that if this is your breakout point, you still haven't taken out this swing high over here. These are the nuanced details that no one is going to tell you, but I will, because I want you to understand why this didn't play out, right? Now, this actually has a good kind of like handle or good cup, but the cup isn't really that great. And the reason why is because if you look at what the real cup and handle was, and we were talking about this yesterday, this is kind of what the real cup and handle looked like, right? Something like this, and then downward sloping. So again, you've got a downward sloping cup and handle as opposed to a flat or upward sloping cup and handle that the breakout would take out those previous highs, right? Now, secondarily, this is not a mature pattern, okay? the handle on this only had like one test of this bottom end of the trend channel for the handle. And so the likelihood of this breaking out and actually being a cup and handle was very, very not good. We'll just put it like that. And that's what I was trying to explain to people on the stream yesterday. And again, if you want these documents, tell me, okay? Because I'm not going to put up the pages and people aren't going to utilize them and download them. There's a bunch of people that have said, yes, we want them. But I mean, by a bunch of people, I mean, there's probably like a dozen people. There are 68 people on this stream right now. Tell me, just put yes or no. Like, if you don't want access to these documents for free, again, for free, you can have them for free. I don't care, right? If you don't want access to them, drop no. Drop a no in the comments section or an N. But if you want access to this, I will put it up on my website where you can download it for free. Just put yes in the comments section. I want access to it, right? But I'm not going to do it if we don't have enough people, because it takes me time to do things like this, right? So why did this cup and handle not play out? Well, it wasn't mature enough, right? And now, if you look at this cup and handle now, it's already broken down, and you don't want your handle to be upward sloping. You want it to be downward sloping, right? Because what do we know about upward sloping channels? They tend to break down. What do we know about downward sloping channels? They tend to break up. Why? Because if it's an upward sloping channel like this, it can't just go up forever, because then price will go to infinity. And in a downward sloping channel, it can't just go down forever, because why? It will go to zero, right? So they tend to break up, right? So if this is our actual cup and handle channel, which is a mature one, this isn't a cup and handle, and that's why this didn't break out. Again, these are the nuanced details that no one else in this market is going to tell you. These are the secrets. This is the secret sauce that I have developed over 10 years of looking at charts and trading. And there's a reason why I didn't take a big loss longing here. And I said, hey, unless we get above $91,000 and close a daily candle above it, we're not going up. And look at the daily chart, right? This is stuff that I've developed. This, proprietary information, pretty much, is stuff that I've developed over a ridiculous amount of time. And where did we close yesterday? $91,000 was our high, okay? We closed at $90,603. And I basically said we have to close above 91,100 some odd dollars, and we have to get a confirmation candle after that, right? And look where we went. Boom, right back down, okay? Now, here's the other news that we're seeing inside of the markets right now. There's an opposite pattern that is now forming. And I'm going to give people about 30 seconds to tell me if they see what I see right now. Drop it in the comment section, dude. We got 68 people in here. I'm not accepting no participation. Okay? Drop in the comment section. What do you think? What do you see here? Is there anything that you see, or do you not see anything, right? Are you Donna Goodo? Do I need to make fun of everybody on this stream?
But I cannot see. I'm legally blind. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm innocent.
Or is there 70 people in here that are, do we have 70 Donna Goodos that don't, that are legally blind and can't see, right? Or are you just waiting for me to give you the answer, right? Which, is not what I want people to do. I want to teach you. I want you to be able to go out and fish and hunt and kill for yourself and eat off of what you've learned here. Not just parrot what I've said or copy what I'm doing, right? So drop in the comment section. What do you think it is? We've only got one person that's got an answer so far. I'll stand here. I've got time. I got time. We'll go to the gold charts. I'll go to the gold charts. I'll stop talking about Bitcoin. Because just participate. Just participate. I mean, I try to teach you these things, guys, and gals. And I hope that it's, yeah. So Jason Horn says he thinks it's a Head and Shoulders. Cornell says he can't see anything. So Jason is actually absolutely correct. So he's right. There's a developing, it's not confirmed yet, but there is absolutely a developing Head and Shoulders. Okay. So now, where is this potentially going to go? Probably back up here, maybe up here, right? And then boom, we've got ourselves a head and shoulders pattern. Now, this is upward sloping. It's not something that you necessarily want to see, right? Like, I mean, you could drag this all the way down to here if you wanted to. But this is a little bit upward sloping. But look at how upward sloping this one is, right? Comparatively to the downward slope on this head and shoulders. Look at the slope on that thing and look at the barely upward slope on this one, right? Look at how far down that slopes, right? Boom. So we have a head and shoulders potentially forming here, and there's a potential rejection that could happen right here at the value area low, right? So could we get a rejection here at the value area low? And let's see what the target would be on this head and shoulders, right? Actually, let's put the magnet tool on. Let's get a perfect whatever target on this. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Measure this. So say we break down over here, right? Damn, that gets us under the 200 moving average as well. So that's not awesome news. Yeah, it gets us down here to about $84,000. $84,000 is pretty much the measured move on this. We'll call it 84.5, right? Boom. So you've got a head and shoulders pattern forming potentially on this chart now, right? And actually, I'm going to start turning these a different color. I think I want to turn these like pink or something. Maybe bright blue, yellow, purple, white. Yeah, I'd say probably white. White's probably best. And then we can save this. That way people can actually see it, right? Because this is very clear to see, right? It's not bright green to where the green candles are like covering it up. So that's what I was trying to accomplish here, is be able to like so that everybody can see it, right? And then we obviously need to make the text black. So sorry about that. Boom. Okay, so we have the head and shoulders pattern that could be taking us down to $84,500. If anybody remembers, yeah, I mean, like, so Stephen Nice is pretty spot on with this. He just misstated it, right? It's not a lower low, it's actually a lower high. Okay, so which I believe is probably what you meant. So we'll give him credit for that. Boom, you've got your high. Then you've got your higher low here, right? Because this is your low. This was your high, your lower low, your lower high. Then you've got your higher lows over here. But then you've got your lower highs yet again. So you've got a downward trending market, right? And it's just not looking hot for Bitcoin right now, especially whenever we saw the Trump pump come in here. And then it immediately got eaten up plus more, right? And then it tried to get back up here, and now it's forming a head and shoulders pattern. It's just, Bitcoin is not looking super duper awesome right now. Let's go ahead and pull this, what's it called? I mean, it's textbook, man. It's textbook. Trend line rejection, right? So you can see, here's the top of it. Second hit right over here, boom. No candle closed above it. It's perfect. It's a perfect rejection. Boom. Immediate rejection, right? And then obviously, as you can see, the RSI got a signal line crossover. Bam. Straight to the downside. Came out of overbought territory. Boom. Blasted down. I mean, it's pretty cut and dry, to be honest with you. We are bottoming out on the stochastics on the hourly. So my guess, this is... I am not saying that this is exactly what's going to happen. There is no guarantee here, but my bias is that the probabilities are going to favor this. Your RSIs are going to catch a bounce, or your stochastics are going to catch a bounce here. It's going to go up here. and then it's going to get a rejection somewhere up here at the value area low, right? Potentially. And then your RSI is going to probably come up here. Okay. Try to reverse, get a signal line crossover or signal line rejection. Your stochastic's going to come up here, probably set a lower high yet again, like it did here. Boom, reverse down. And then you're going to see this head and shoulders play out. Bam. Right. So where would you enter short on this? I'll show you. So this is essentially where you would enter a short position on this. All right. If you come up here and you tag this and then you get a rejection, you would want to see it come down here. You got to get your confirmation candle, right? So you have a breakdown candle that closes below this neckline. Then you have a next subsequent candle that closes below the close of that without closing another candle above the neckline, right? Then you get a retest of this. That is where you enter your short, boom, and you ride it down. Now, can you front run this? Absolutely. You could if you wanted to. If there is a reason to front run it up here and enter that short at about $90,300, $90,000. But I would want to see the stochastics being like up here in the overbought territory and setting a lower high like that, right? And potentially I would want to see RSI hitting overbought territory as well, but a lower high on the RSI as well. See what I'm saying? So that's what I would want to be seeing. And then I would also want to see money flow kind of like curling down into the red at that point. That is the only reason to be front running this head and shoulders pattern. Otherwise, your entry is down here to be safe. And then your entry would look something like this. Short position, boom. And you would have a 6x risk to reward ratio on this. This would be a killer trade. This would be an absolutely, this would be an A+ potential setup, especially if the 100 starts to curl down, the 50 starts to curl down, and then it gets in there, and then you set your stop loss just outside of the 50 and 100 moving averages when you enter here. Okay, that's your perfect setup. Okay, so let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. But historically, I've been a lot of times on the right side and pretty friggin' right about Bitcoin and how it's going to move. Let's zoom out and see if we can extrapolate anything else from this chart. Let's actually put this head and shoulders back up here, and I want to show you something. That would give you a higher low. And to answer your question, Cornell, I don't think altcoin season is canceled. No, I don't. I think that this is just range trading, dude. If you do come down here and you bounce, you've now set a higher low for the third time, right? And it's more than likely that you're going to come up here and you're going to take out these couple of highs, hit the value or the point of control, and then start trending upwards, right? Now, if you break down past this trend line, then that's a huge issue, right? So say you get that, and then you come down here and then you break under this and you hit your full target and you break under it. This is now resistance, right? And that's a pivot point. That's the gateway to new lows, right? And you would start thinking about taking out these $78,000 lows down here and probably coming down to that dumpity dump zone and the make or break point that we've been talking about for many months, which is the 77 right here to 73.6K level. Okay. And that's probably likely where we would be going after that, in my opinion. Now, so you kind of understand like what the bullish case scenario is, right? Where you would need to bounce, and then what the bearish case scenario is, where you would likely fall. So let's get into some altcoins. And honestly, we're going to probably end this stream early, guys, because literally no one is asking me to do any analysis on anything, which is a little frustrating because most of the time we get a lot of participation. I don't know if it's, everybody's feeling down today. Everybody's running around looking like Ricky friggin' Bobby.
Mr. Bobby, come on down here.
Help me, Jesus! Help me, Jewish God! Help me, Allah! Ah! Help me, Tom Cruise!
Because the market's down, everybody's pissed off and they're running around looking like Ricky Bobby. I don't know why people don't want any altcoin analysis, but you know, in any case, our gold trade's killing it. Gold trade's absolutely murking it. We entered this gold trade right here. This is where we entered. This is a secondary entry. There is a cup and handle on gold. It's a good looking cup and handle. It's upward sloping, downward sloping handle. It's a very mature handle. No breakout yet. The breakout would be here. If you get a breakout and a retest, this is where you would be entering, somewhere along these lines. Boom. You're targeting at the very least. You're targeting all-time highs. And then secondarily, you're targeting the 75% of the measured move, which is about 29.85 on gold. I think gold has a high likelihood of going up. I have my stop loss set just outside of this channel. And as you can see, no matter what, I am going to make money on this trade. And so are the people in verified investing. Inside of the Advanced Traders Insights group, where I have a 82.5% win rate. 82.5% win rate inside of the Advanced Trader Insights, where I am a pro trader on the Verified Investing Network that will actually be bringing out a training on exactly how to trade gold with an 82% win rate for people in the future. I think this will be coming out sometime in like April or something like that. In any case, that's not the point. My point is that we be killing it on gold, man. We do well in Bitcoin as well, but like, dude, we be killing it on gold. So yeah, just pay attention for stuff like that. Looks like Cornell says he wants us to look at Solana. We looked at Solana yesterday and we set some stuff up and I gave some people some bias. And I was like, look, you know, if you enter here on this retest, you'd be targeting the 0.618. But if Bitcoin starts going down, you don't want to be in this position, right? So if you took this trade yesterday, you made money. But if you let it come all the way back down here to break even, like when Bitcoin was going down, I don't know what to tell you, because you know what I would have said right here. I would have said take the profits and run, like I always do. Like I always do. I always say take the profits and run. And even at that, you still had a, say you didn't even get the greatest fill, you still had a 5x risk to reward on this. Maybe not 5x. You had like a 3x. Oh, terrible. Terrible. I would not necessarily be entering a long trade here until Bitcoin decides what it's doing. Because if this, like, could you catch a bounce on this? Yes. Are you going to catch a sizable bounce on this? Probably not. You'd probably only go up to about here. Still 2x risk to reward. You could go on Solana if you wanted to. Here's the other thing about Solana. You're really going to have to hold this level right here. You break below about $137. It's not looking great for Solana. You're going to break that pivot point where you're setting higher lows and stuff like that. It's not looking awesome. And again, you know, you're looking at a head and shoulders on Solana as well. It's not the best head and shoulders yet, but you are looking at a head and shoulders. It is downward sloping. That's a plus. That's a positive. I would rather it be more flat, but you do have a head and shoulders on Solana. That is for sure. For sure. I think that the market has downside from here. I would be, again, if you were, the big dog is here. Our Gilbert, our friggin' Gilbert, everybody. The big dog is here. Everybody say what's up to our Gilbert. This is the dude that emails me the craziest charts you've ever seen in your life. I have no idea what to do with them. And he's lost even me. R. Gilbert, his basket weaving level of technical analysis is unfathomably, insanely advanced comparatively to me. Listen to R. Gilbert. I would be entering a short on Solana if we came here and we broke there, right? And I would put my stop loss above the 0.236, and then I would be targeting some pretty friggin' serious downside here. If Bitcoin is selling off, dude, Solana is going to get murked, okay? And I mean murked, like sub $100 type deal. Nasty, nasty, nasty stuff. I mean, 90 bucks. 90 bucks is the target on that Head and Shoulders on Solana. But does that mean that this Head and Shoulders is going to play out? Absolutely, it does not. It absolutely does not. And this would be a great trade. If you entered on this pivot point and then you came down here to where this resistance would be, or this support would be, and then it bounces because Bitcoin hits, you know, 77,000, 74,000, and that's when we get the pump. Then I would be entering long on Solana. Like if we came down here, most likely, and we got a bounce, that's where I'd be thinking about entering long, right? And that I'll show you what that means, what that looks like. Say you got down here, right? Let's just put it right next to it. That way it's easy. You would put your stop loss below the neckline. So maybe just set it out here. And that's where you would be starting to target like this type of stuff or this type of stuff, right? 0.618 fibs, things of that sort, right? Because this is where it gets real juicy for you. You got like 7 extras to reward. And this is where if Bitcoin catches its legs and its catch point, like if Solana hits 120 bucks when Bitcoin hits 77,000, 78 grand, and then Bitcoin bounces, that's where it's going to go. I honestly don't think it's going to do anything, man. I think that at first, like, we'll get those fake pumps like we saw on Bitcoin. Like this pump right here, right? We knew that this was an emotional pump, and that's why we shorted 3 days ago. We shorted Solana here. Boom, killed it. We shorted Cardano here. Boom, killed it. We shorted Bitcoin here. Boom, killed it. We shorted XRP here. Boom, killed it. Right? We went 4 for 4. I think we'll get an emotional reaction. I think by the time that might be the thing that by the time we get down to 74, 75K, that could be the inflection point that bounces us from there. And then we never go below 74, 75K again. That would be awesome. That would be the best case scenario, in my opinion. Bitcoin trickles its way down to about 77K, 74K. The crypto summit happens. You get some emotional reactions. You know, bullish news comes out. Bing, bang, boom. Bitcoin catches its wave. You go long on a bunch of altcoins. You go long on Bitcoin. Altcoin season starts, and then it's all upward trajectory from there because now you've shaken out all the liquidity down to that previous all-time high, which was $73,600. And now there's no more liquidity. All the liquidity is to the upside now. So the market makers, yeah, then if it's tomorrow, I don't think that we'll probably hit 77 by then. But yeah, I mean, it could be the catalyst that stops us from, I mean, where are we at right now on Bitcoin? We got to be somewhere close. I think we're at like 88. Yeah, we ain't hitting no 77 by then. Yeah. I don't know, man. In my opinion, the charts are telling me that there's downside. The summit could be irrelevant in that sense. If the summit is tomorrow, let me give you an alternate opinion. If the summit is tomorrow, the summit could be the emotional reaction that we need in order to make this Head and Shoulders actually happen. And then boom, you get the shakeout down to about $84,000. If you don't bounce here, you get under this pivot point and then you start taking out lows. And that's where you're going to be starting to come down into the 77 to 73.6K range. So yeah, I mean, that might be the catalyst that actually makes the Head and Shoulders print. If it's tomorrow, we'll see. We will see. Solana. Let's look at Cardano and see if what we were talking about on Cardano. Okay, so this trade played out pretty well. You took a pretty decent gain. And again, I was talking about this yesterday, dude. Like, if Bitcoin starts going down, you do not want to be in your longs anymore. You take profits, right? And if somehow, by some stroke of luck, you get all the way up here, you got to short this thing, right? Obviously, we didn't get up there. We came within about, what, 8 cents of it. We didn't get the short, though, on that. But, you know, in any case, if you did short at this resistance, boom, you're in big money. I did not tell anybody to do that. I was playing it more safe and saying you probably need to short more up here, not necessarily right here, because Bitcoin keeps running. This thing's going to go. So there's not much to see on Cardano at the moment, in my opinion. Let's see what we got. Yeah, I mean, you've got kind of like a downward sloping trend line. I mean, if you want to be technical, you've got this, which in my opinion could be bullish, right? This could be bullish for Cardano. But again, with Bitcoin going down, nothing's bullish, right? If Bitcoin's going down. I mean, this takes you back up to those highs back over here, you know, if this plays out. But I feel like this is not going to play out. And the reason why is because from a micro perspective, overall market wise, Bitcoin's trending downwards. Yeah, you're right. You know, we did bounce off of the 50 on Bitcoin, but you're right. On the weekly, I mean, is that low enough to shake everything out? Maybe not. Maybe not. You know, we did hit the 200 on the daily, and we just keep slamming into it, dude, which is not awesome. And this is the simple moving average, right? But in any case, if this does happen and then you get a breakdown here, you're also looking at going down to 60 cents, 62 cents on Cardano. My guess, it'll probably be more in like the 69 cent range, you know, 75% of the measured move, something like that. But I mean, that's what I'm seeing on Cardano right now. I mean, I would be more apt to enter a short position here, right? This would be my new position. I would want to enter a short position like right here as the 50 and the 100 are curling down, and you see this inflection point right here, and then you reject off of it, boom, you go down. And I would be at the very least targeting this 200 moving average, and more or less what I would probably be more targeting is like the 70 cent range, which is about that, you know, 25 or 75% of that measured move down. And then I would just move my stop loss to be above this prior swing high. And if you want to be really, really like conservative with it and not take a huge chance, I mean, you could put your stop loss literally just right outside of this. But understanding that, you know, this swing high could get taken out and rated, and that even this one could, I would be setting my stop loss more out here for a 2.5x risk to reward ratio. Something in that realm. So, you know, do whatever you want to do. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to show you the trades and show you the levels. You know, we'll see where it goes from there. Let's look at XRP. Yeah, so again, you know, XRP, you know, we were talking about entering a short right here and entering a long at the same time, and then just stopping out in like whichever way it went, right? So you would have stopped out of your short, and then you would have basically doubled right here your long, right? Your long would have been profitable by about double what your stop out was on your short. If you would have taken profits up here before Bitcoin started going down, once Bitcoin started going down, if you didn't get out of that position, I don't know what to tell you, you kind of suck, you know? But in any case, I don't think there's a trade here on XRP, in my opinion. There's no trade right this second. It's kind of upward trending, but it's almost like an upward sloping. Let's see. Probably like something more like this, actually. Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, this is like kind of already breaking down on you. It's trying to break down, right? It's trying to break back into it. This is an upward slope. This is a wedge pattern, like a rising wedge, and rising wedges tend to break down, right? And then you could also say it's also a massive, massive bear flag, right? So you've got this. Massive bear flag, right? Massive bear flag. I mean, look at the target on this bear flag. Probably at $1.96 to $2 is the target on this. I mean, you can get back all of those gains. You already did almost, right? You're trying to bring them back, but I mean, this is a textbook bear flag, man. So, I mean, we'll see what happens here. Boom. I mean, look at that thing. I mean, that's nasty. Pure filth. What time frame are you seeing this on? Because on the hourly, I don't see a head and shoulders yet. Got it. Daily and the weekly. Got it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, you come back up here to the 0.5, you break down, right? This is short city. So what's likely to happen? You come here, right? You break down outside of this, you confirm, you come back up here, bearishly backtest it. That's where you enter short right there. And you start targeting massive, probably like, I would say at the very least the 200 moving average. So probably here at $2.40. I'll show you what the trade looks like. This is a scalp trade, by the way. And then boom, you set it right outside of there, and you're targeting the 0.236. You got a 6x risk to reward on this. Boom. That's XRP in a nutshell. Let's look at the daily chart. I want to look at the daily chart and see what R. Gilbert's talking about really quickly. All right, let's pull this off for now, and let's pull everything off because this thing's going to look nasty if I go to the daily. Whoops. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm trying to type that in. Like trying to type in the daily. Like Donna Goodo or something.
I'm legally blind. I can see, barely.
Barely. Yeah, I mean, this is... It's kind of head and shouldery, but, you know, like, this is a really ununiform head and shoulders. You know, we'll check it out in any case. I mean, that would be a massive friggin' head and shoulders, man. Like, I don't like this one as a head and shoulders. It does look like it, kind of, but I mean, here's the problem that I'm seeing. I mean, this is bringing you to zero. It's bringing you to zero. What would have looked a lot more like the head and shoulders looked like it got nullified. Okay, this is more like what the head and shoulders was looking like, and then it reversed on you and kind of got nullified and set a higher high. So I think that head and shoulders is nullified. Secondarily, with even this head and shoulders the way that it is, you're going to run into a massive support, which is this previous pivot point, which is a swing high. And now it's a pivot point. It's going to be super duper massive support. And then you've got the 200 moving average, right? So on the daily chart, which is a massive support level, right? And then if it keeps trending upwards, it's going to act as a dynamic support. So can you even complete this pattern and get the break of the neckline? Maybe not, right? Maybe not. So, you know, oh, we'll see. I'm going to delete this stuff. Yeah, I mean, this is XRP is looking not awesome. Like, this is a really, really terrible looking chart, right? Like, I mean, you can pull an FRVP on this too and see what the heck's going on. Yeah, I mean, you're going to probably come up here and reject off of the value area high, come back down to the value area low. I mean, this thing's been very well respected, right? Very well respected. As soon as you got outside of it, boom, snapped back into it. Got outside of it, trended back down, boom, snapped back into it, got wicks down even past the value area low. Yeah, I mean, stuff is just nasty. Yeah, baby. James Max in the building, too. I agree with the 2.4. My Lux Algo indicator is saying that. Yeah, $2.40. Yep. What Lux Algo indicator are you using on that? Yeah. Because I'm partnered with Lux Algo, so I have like I have access to every single indicator that they have. Like, as you can see, like, I can show you. Like, invite. Yeah, as you can see, like, I've got all the Lux Algos. And then yeah. So, what one are you using that you're saying is bringing you that $2.40 range? In any case, we will see what happens. I mean, there will be a decision that will be made very soon. So, what I'm seeing as it sits right now, you got to close above $91,000. I mean, $90,000 potentially. Trend line and breaks. I don't even have that one. Oh, there it was, I think. Yeah, trend lines, Lux Algo. With break signals. Oh no, that's you algo. Yeah. And in any case, trend line and breaks. Huh. I might not have it. I don't know. I was pretty sure I have access to every single indicator that they have. It is what it is. Yeah, so in any case, I think we probably are going to hit this head and shoulders, man. And if we can't break above this, like, honestly, even if we break up here to $91,000, like, that's still going to be the left shoulder or the right shoulder, right? And then boom, blast downwards. So, I mean, my thesis is still apparent. We got to get above $91,000 and close a daily candle above $91,000 for me to think I'm bullish, right? So in any case, hopefully that's helpful to people. I appreciate everybody for showing up. If you have anything that you think that I missed, or you have anything that you want me to do TA on, if you want me to offer all this stuff out to you, right, so that you can download it and study up on all of the charting patterns and the friggin', what's it called, candlesticks and stuff like that, let me know. I will put it up. You can download it for free. I'm not charging anybody anything. I can't imagine it's not going to be helpful for you, right? It's probably going to be helpful for you. So with that being said, let me know if you want to see it. I will see you in the next video. I appreciate everybody for showing up. If you're here on Twitter, scroll up, hit the follow button. If you're here on YouTube, make sure you like the video, hit subscribe. Boom, baby. Bang on the notification bell. Comment anything that you want in the relevant sections. I appreciate you all for showing up. I will see you all soon. Everybody have a good day. Peace.